Spooky Florida, touring creepy and haunted sites of horror. Florida may not seem like the most haunted places in America. It is the Sunshine State after all. However, it does have a ton of haunted spots. So grab a few friends for a road trip that will scare you silly. Or join us for some thrills and chills and find out about some of the creepiest and most bizarre things that have happened in our sunny state. Before we delve into the dark side of Florida and into the world of the bizarre, eerie, paranormal, creepy, and haunted sites of horror, here is a trivia question. Do you know which of the most notorious serial killers of all times was captured, tried, and executed in Florida? Stay tuned for the answer. Florida news of the weird. We have our very own Bigfoot, Florida skunk ape, also referred to as Florida Bigfoot, or the Swamp Cabbage Man. He is 7 foot tall, hairy, ape-like creature that is said to have skunk-like smell. A real charmer, spotted throughout the state, most frequently in the Everglades. We have our own Chucky, Robert the Doll. The doll was originally owned by Robert Eugene Otto, the son of a wealthy Key West family. It stood 41 inches tall, in a sailor suit, and was named also Robert by its owner. Although it was said to have been Robert's best friend, the doll was pretty scary, causing all sorts of disasters. It is currently on display at the Historical Museum of Key West. Legend has it that visitors are experiencing misfortunes of their own if they do not respect Robert when visiting. If you're visiting, make sure to ask his permission before taking his picture. The Lighthouse of St. Augustine is at the top of the most haunted lighthouses in the US, with a number of ghosts residing permanently there. Now let's focus on our very own spooky places in South Florida, adding dark excitement and exhilarating thrills to our Halloween festivities. Miami may be a young city, but it sure has its fair share of curiosities and oddities, many sure to raise the hairs on the back of your neck. If you like ghost stories, then these haunted places in Miami are sure to give you the heeby-jeebies. Coral Castle. The story of Coral Castle documents perhaps the most extreme reaction to abandonment. In the early 1900s, 26-year-old Edward Leeds County became engaged to his love, Agnes, who was only 16 years old. The day before the ceremony, Agnes cancelled the wedding. Leeds County spent the next 28 years building a monument to his devotion to her. How one man managed to carve more than 1,100 tons of coral rock using no outside assistance or large machinery has remained a mystery even today. Care for a whisper in your ear? The sprawling 444-acre Deering Estate is a hotbed reportedly of such activity. During one visit, a psychic said that she heard voices of a woman begging to help to save the life of a drowning child. Many claim supernatural sightings still haunt this beautiful mansion, which is the site of prehistoric burial mounds dating back 50,000 years. Villa Paola. Located in Little Haiti, Villa Paola is sure to grab one's attention for its history and its beauty. Built in 1925 in a new classical style, the mansion was built as the first Cuban consulate in Miami, and it served as the primary residence of Consul Domingo Milford and his wife Paola. After 6 years of living there, Paola died unexpectedly from complications of a leg amputation. The villa has been rumored to be among the most haunted places in Miami. Witnesses report hearing footsteps, doors and windows slamming, and apparitions of one-legged women in full-length gown. A former owner has said that he often smelled brewing coffee and fresh roses when there were none to be seen. Paola reportedly liked keeping a vase of roses in the house. Colony Theater, Miami Beach. The Colony Theater opened in 1935 as a movie house for Paramount Pictures. Since then, actors and visitors have reported hearing mysterious footsteps in the area behind the main stage. People have also reported seeing an apparition of a white toy poodle running around the building. This is South Beach after all. Even the ghosts have their own purse dogs. Horror movies set the expectation that paranormal experiences happen only in abandoned buildings covered in ivy and flanked by naked trees in the dead of winter. But ghosts don't discriminate. They can also linger in the scorching heat and stifling humidity of Miami. Mysterious and ghastly deaths, suicides, and murders are ever so popular in the Magic City history. The Biltmore Hotel. In 1929, gangster Thomas "Fatty" Walsh was fatally shot at the Biltmore over a gambling dispute. Rumor is that his ghost haunts the hotel, especially the bar, where the glasses and bottles on the shelves have reportedly shaken mysteriously. Known as a man of indulgence who enjoyed Cuban cigars and women, Fatty is said to still wander around the hotel and play tricks on staff and guests. His apparition has been seen on the 13th floor where he was killed and in the bathroom mirrors throughout the hotel. The mysterious scent of cigar smoke, presumably a manifestation of Fatty, and more recently, members of the kitchen staff claim to have seen mysteriously swinging doors and inexplicable noises. Have you ever walked into a place and gotten that ineffable, spooky feeling? If you have ever felt the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, a drop in temperature, or a shift in the electromagnetic charge, congratulations! You might have had contact with a paranormal entity, and we would love to hear from you. Meanwhile, hang tight as we check out the spookiest locations of Broward County. Historic Stranahan House. The Stranahan House is the oldest house in Fort Lauderdale, built in 1901 by Frank and Ivy Stranahan. Battling depression and bad health, Frank committed suicide in 1929, drowning in the New River in front of the home. As reported, visitors may detect the scent of roses, Ivy's favorite perfume, in the master bedroom, and observe other strange occurrences such as an imprint forming on a bed where a ghost may be laying. Albert, Ivy's brother, is frequently spotted, and some of the women guests reported have felt someone stroking their hair when visiting his room. It is also believed that the ghost of her father, sister, and an Indian servant girl might make an occasional appearance. Lucky's Tavern, or Coyote Ugly Saloon. The building was built around the turn of the century and was previously frequented by gangsters and other lawless folk. Rumor has it that the gangster was shot in the front of the building and still haunts the saloon to this day. Also, some of the women employees of the bar reportedly have been pinched on the behind by an unseen hand from a cheeky, eerie presence. The ghost of a woman in white has been seen on the staircase, and an aggressive male entity has also been reported in the building. King Cromartie House. The 1907 twin-story home is still believed to be haunted by the ghost of Louise Cromartie and her children. Her translucent apparition, wearing a pink dress, has been seen looking out of her second-floor bedroom window. The sounds of children running, playing, laughing, and singing around and in the back of the house are heard by the living. The new River Inn, built in 1905, now houses the old Fort Lauderdale History Museum. But visitors still report seeing apparitions in the historic building, such as a man in an old-fashioned rancher's outfit who paces the first floor and the front porch but vanishes when approached. Or the former owner, P.M. Brian, who can be seen glaring down at people from the second floor of the building. Also seen is a young girl in the turn-of-the-century attire. She often plays in the building or talks to people before disappearing, and it is regarded as one of the friendlier entities of the building. Be afraid, be very afraid, as ghosts and goblins come out for Halloween, while we explore the most haunted places in Palm Beach County. Blue Anchor Pub, Delray Beach. This Delray Beach pub is said to be haunted by the ghost of Bertha Starkey, a British woman gruesomely stabbed to death by a jealous husband at a pub in 19th century London. A popular London bar, first opened in 1864, it was transplanted to the US and reassembled with its original doors and stained glass windows at its current location in 1996. With it came a lot of history. Winston Churchill, as a young lad, was known to frequent the spot for his nightly French cognac. But this pub is better known for its notoriety rather than celebrity clientele. It has been reported that 2 victims of Jack the Ripper were spotted with a dapper gentleman before their untimely demise. And of course there is the death of Bertha Hackey, who was killed by a jealous husband 100 years ago and still haunts the bar, even across the pond. These are just a few of the stories that helped anoint it as the most haunted pub in the US. Over the years, longtime employees have seen and heard strange and unexplainable things. The Colony Hotel, built in 1926, this hotel, located in Delray Beach, is said to be haunted by its early owners. Visitors have reported seeing shadows, lights that pulse, and hearing unexplainable sounds. Real House, located in Yesteryear Village at the South Florida Fairgrounds. The Riddle House is said to be full of ghosts. Workers swore that their tools were mysteriously moved, and one man claimed that a tool hit someone in the head. Visitors have seen a boy playing in a bedroom and a woman getting ready for bed. Palm Beach Island. The town of Palm Beach is a place where the extraordinary is commonplace. It is a timeless corner of the tropics where some of America's most influential families came to play 120 years ago. Palm Beach is also Florida's premier ghost city, unique for its multitude of transient spirits. Many of these are commuter or snowbird ghosts. They flock to Palm Beach to escape the cold winter up north, and then migrate back up north to resume their haunting when springtime rolls around. Palm Beach, once the glittering jewel in the crown of East Coast social set a century ago, is the party that is destined to go on forever, as spectral revelers mingle at an eternal soiree. The Palm Beach ghosts are like its people, valuing discretion and privacy over publicity. In New York City and Los Angeles, the jet set craves publicity, whereas here in Palm Beach, the celebrated and the well-to-do value their privacy, whether in life or in an astral plane. These are some of the most haunted places of the island of Palm Beach. Let's go check them out. Our visit begins with the Flagler Museum, formerly known as Whitehall. Henry Flagler, the founder of Palm Beach, built Whitehall, a 75-room mansion on over 100,000 square feet of space, as a wedding gift for his third wife, Mary Lily Cannon, to serve as the couple's winter residence. Henry Flagler died in 1913. His wife died 4 years later. They have both been reported as ghosts ever since then. They like to entertain their ghostly friends as unexplained damage to the pottery has occurred, doors won't open, and one cleaning woman claimed someone slapped her rear end and nobody was behind her. Animal spirits. Addison Mizner, the great architect of 4th Avenue, received permission from the town of Palm Beach to erect a gravestone and inter his favorite pet, Johnny Brown, a monkey, adjacent to the mansion. Wherever Mizner went, Johnny Brown was sure to go with him, especially to parties, where the hosts were happy to feed them both. The next owner of Mizner's mansion was also able to secure permission to add the grave of her dog, a Scottish Terrier named Laddie. Ever since then, they have become good friends in the afterlife, who play together even today. The Poltergeist of Gucci at 150 Worth Avenue, Palm Beach. The Gucci store at 150 Worth is now at its original location. Gucci moved here in 2010 to escape a ghost haunting it at its original location at 256 Worth Avenue, where a phantom of unknown origin haunted the premises. It was a poltergeist that constantly moved things around. At first, it was rather amusing, for it was playful, mimicking type ghostly behavior. Lights flickered, voices called people's names for them to respond to no one. Just like at Whitehall, a paranormal researcher was called in and noted the sound of dripping water, which had been heard before according to the preliminary interview. This concerned him a great deal, being as dripping can be a sign of demon-like presence. They called in more than a couple of experts to abolish the spirit using a variety of methods, from smudging to unofficial exorcism, all to no avail. Finally, they said, "We're Gucci, we'll just move." And so they did. Town Hall Ghosts. Former Mayor Paola decision to stay in Palm Beach when offered the opportunity to rule in Russia exemplifies the town's eternal appeal to the living and dead who call the island home. He still haunts the town hall, where he continues his ethereal service. The Colony Hotel. Night workers periodically encounter ghosts who have returned to the colony, but they will not disclose the identities of their beloved patrons. It seems these spirits are generous tippers, and even today, a generous tip will buy you discretion. Guests are rumored to include Judy Garland warbling, Winston Churchill painting, and the Duke and Duchess of Windsor shopping. And now, here is the answer to our trivia question. Which of the most notorious serial killers of all times was captured, tried, and executed in Florida? Ted Bundy was captured, tried, and executed in the electric chair at Florida State Prison in January of 1989. Thanks for joining me today, and may you have an eerie, spooky, hair-raising, spellbinding Halloween.